Okay, let me explain something to you, guy. Okay? Alright, guy? Okay? This is a plate. Okay, guy? Now you just draw a face on it with some little eyebrows and a little nose. His little teeth. I like to be creative, you know, guy. Okay, guy? Alright, guy? This is a big knife. You see this, guy? Alright, guy? See this plate, guy? Stab the plate with the knife. You know? You know? You can just, you know, guy? You can just stab the plate with it. Alright, guy? And that's you know, that just proves my whole point. That, you know, you cannot allow people to have handguns. Because I can just stab this plate. Okay, guy? Alright, guy? I think that settles it, guy. Alright? Okay, guy. Okay. Shit. There we go. Alright, I gotta ask this question a lot about that, the gun video that I made, so I guess I'll give a more complete version of my opinion. Alright. Yeah, guns are dangerous, that's true. But I think it needs to be recognized that our society, in particular in this country, there's something very different about it. And for some reason, we have so many more gun crimes than any country with a comparable number of guns. Or even any countries with more guns. I mean, Canada has more guns per person than the United States, and Canada, I'm looking at something right now, Canada had 8,105 victims of violent gun crime, as if there's something other than violent gun crime. I don't really fucking know what that means. In 2006, and in 2006 in America, that was 31,000 cases of gun crime. So you know, the populations are obviously different, but they're not so different to account for the ratio there. I think something needs to be understood, well, not so much understood, see, because I don't understand it. A lot of you guys mentioned Michael Moore's movie, Bowling for Columbine. I don't agree with Michael Moore on a lot of shit that he did, but, you know, I don't really consider his documentaries to be technically documentaries. They're, you know, they're just his opinion. But I did think that it, you know, raised a good question. You know, what is it about our culture that causes all this violence? You know, I don't think you can blame it on video games, because I know the chart's been around on YouTube before. I've seen it where the amount of crimes per person or per 1,000 people has gone down since the most violent video games have come out. Not saying that, you know, the video games that are causing the violence to go down, but you know, obviously they're not causing any kind of increased violence. And I personally find violent video games to be therapeutic to a certain extent, as long as it's not overdone. But I think most people are capable of distinguishing between reality and you know, fantasy. But, you know, and people are like, well, you know, because we're a violent people or whatever, and it's like, no, I mean, well, yeah, but not any more than anyone else. Maybe a little bit more than certain people, but, I mean, Germany has a violent past and they have almost nothing. I mean, England has a violent past and they had less than 100 gun deaths in 2006. So I don't really think it's that. You know, I think it has something to do with our, just don't seem to respect life at a fundamental level. Like you know, there's just something about it, like we just disconnect from the lives of the people around us. We don't think ahead of time. You know, not to say that we're not kind to each other, but it just seems that we don't respect the lives of our fellow man as much as the next person does. You know, So I don't really know what the answer is. I know the answer isn't taking away the guns. You know, yeah, people get angry and maybe they'll kill somebody. I've been really, really, really angry before. Every time that I've been really pissed off in my life, I could have gotten a loaded handgun, but I didn't. You know, if somebody's so pissed off that they're going to murder someone, they're going to do it with a gun, they're going to do it with a car, they're going to do it with a knife, they're going to do it with whatever they have at hand. I don't think you can blame the availability of guns for an increase in crimes of passion. You know, taking away the guns is just simply not an option, because, you know, A, I feel they're necessary to keep the people free to a certain extent. I think that we need handguns as an insurance policy, and guns in general as an insurance policy. And also, you know, yeah, you can pass handgun laws, but the only people that are going to adhere to those laws are going to be law-abiding citizens, and then the only people left with guns are the police, the military, the government, and the criminals. And those are the particular groups that I don't want to be armed if I'm not. You know, I think that it's only fair that we should be allowed to have these guns too. And, you know, I always hear these people from other countries like, the right to bear arms is outdated. You know, I think it's kind of arrogant for somebody from another country to tell us that our Constitution is outdated. It's like, fuck you. I would never say something about your Constitution. You know, you feel that not having handguns works for you, and we feel that we need to have handguns. That's all on you. I think that a lot of people in European countries don't appreciate the fact that we are not really as rich and well off as you guys in other countries seem to think we are. We have the richest rich people, yeah, that's true. But the rest of us are fucking just trying to get along, just scraping along, and most of these people, these pictures you see of big American houses, these people are in debt up to their fucking eyeballs. They don't have any money, you know. The distribution of wealth is so, it's not proportional. You know, the top 1% own like 80% of the wealth or something like that. Even if that's not exact, it's pretty close. So I feel that we are still in a position where we need protection from powers bigger than us, and I think that you people in Europe just don't understand that the wealth here is not distributed the same way it is there. And, you know, I'm glad that you guys, you know, I'm not hating on your anything. I just think you need to realize that we have our rights the way we have them, and that's the way it is. You know, and don't tell us it's outdated, because, you know, I feel it's working. I don't think that you can blame gun deaths on law-abiding gun owners, because most of these gun deaths are done by criminals, and criminals are going to get guns whether the guns are legal or not. I don't really think that's fair. You know, a crazy husband's going to kill his wife whether it's legal or not. So I don't feel that comparison is fair. Anyway, so that's a little bit more about my opinion on guns.